Hey, what is going on, road trippers? Road Trip Nate here, once again. Welcome back to the channel. Tonight, as those all important captions at the top stated, I am doing a ranking list of the top 10 cities I've been to that I would move to. Not using statistics or anything. If somebody handed me the money today and said, go buy a house anywhere in the country, and money was no issue, based on my current experiences of the towns that I have been to, where would I move? Based on the experiences that I've had in these towns and why I would move to these towns. We're not using statistics, financial, median home value, If money was no issue, based on my current experiences of the towns that I've been to, where would I move to? Because I don't like using statistic lists. It involves me reading from the list like this, the entire video. I don't like using statistic videos because I do live streams. Or, upload a video and then upload it to YouTube. But that's what tonight's video is if I had the money right now, money was no issue, the top 10 cities I've been to that I would move to, with 2 honorable mentions, based on just my experiences and how well I like these towns. Anyway, let's get in there with the list and I'll explain why. Honorable mention number 1 out of the 2 honorable mentions, Flagstaff, Arizona. Why? Flagstaff is the oasis in the desert. It's a very beautiful town in the middle of the desert. I love their downtown, which I've said many, many times. I would love to bar hop that down. It's 4 hours from Vegas. Got the Grand Canyon about an hour away. I love the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon, I've only been to 1 national park, I believe. No. I think I've been to 2 or 3 national parks. The Grand Canyon is my favorite national park just because it's so beautiful. I've been there twice. Flagstaff, as I said, me and my brother and my uncle, we spent 2 nights in Flagstaff. Flagstaff's just a nice city, and Vegas is just down the road, about 4 hours away. Hoover Dam is 30 minutes, I think, away from Vegas. I would love to tour the Hoover Dam. It gives a lot of possibilities for doing YouTube stuff because it's right there, centrally located, close to LA, close to San Diego, Vegas, and it's a very beautiful city that I wouldn't mind living in Arizona, but Flagstaff for me would be the town I would probably choose because it's so close to the Grand Canyon. Honorable mention number 2, Vicksburg, Mississippi. I love my history. I love learning about the American Civil War. Vicksburg is an old town that, in ways, preserves its history. There are a lot of unique structures and points of interest that I think I would enjoy learning about. It was the last Confederate stronghold, right there on the cliffs on the banks of the Mississippi. And it is a very old looking town. They keep their infrastructure, their architecture, their old buildings, they keep it just like it was, almost. And while adding newer stuff. But it's picturesque. But that would be, like I said with Flagstaff, it gives a lot of possibilities for a lot of YouTube videos to keep learning more and more about the history of an older town that was around in the 1860s. That's why I'd like to... That would be one reason I would buy a house there. Let's crack into the top 10. Number 10. Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I spent a week up in Iowa, up in Cedar Rapids. Never did any videos, which I should have, because I could have had hours of videos in Iowa. But, which actually I lived in Coralville for a week, which I've stated numerous times on this channel. But Cedar Rapids was just a very nice, clean town. You know, the air smelled good, the air quality was great. You know, people were nice to each other. It was just a nice town. And, you know, there was nightlife. You know, there were a few bars I went to. There were some lakes. You know, there were a few attractions. But it was just a nice town. I mean, it'd be the kind of place I would see myself living in. Wasn't run down. Just nice town with nice people. Number 9. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Obviously. Oklahoma City, just like I said with Cedar Rapids, it's just a nice town. I enjoyed it. Anytime I've been through Oklahoma City, I've enjoyed it. It has a theme park, Frontier City. I would much rather pick Oklahoma City than Tulsa when picking one of the two cities to visit in Oklahoma. Oklahoma City is just a better city, in my opinion. That's just in my opinion. And I wouldn't mind, if I had the resources and money, I wouldn't mind living there. Because I've always had a good time there. And it's got everything I need. It's got Bricktown. You know, where the riverfront is, down almost in the middle of downtown. So it's got a nightlife scene. It's got, like I said, Frontier City, an amusement park. It's got attractions, so it's got what I would want. Number 8, Colorado Springs, Colorado. Colorado Springs, I loved. Like I've said many times on this channel, I loved walking out of my hotel, the Motel 6, there across the street from the Walmart. Every time I would walk out of my hotel, I would see this view, just picturesque, of Pikes Peak. And that's one thing I love about Colorado Springs. It's right there at the foot of the Rockies. You got the Garden of the Gods, which everybody should go see at least once in their life. It is absolutely beautiful, the Garden of the Gods. My buddy Tim Crawford, for years, because he was from, like I've said, Colorado Springs. He's from Colorado Springs. He's always told me about the Garden of the Gods. I was blown away the first time I ever went to the Garden of the Gods. They've got these suburbs that are basically old mountain towns, vacation resort areas that are nice to visit also. You know, for the nature and the just natural beauty, I would buy a house in Colorado Springs. Number 7. First town we've got in Arkansas. Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Why? Eureka Springs is a picturesque Ozark mountain town that, I love the Ozarks. I am from right here in the Ozarks. And Eureka Springs is a picturesque, just Ozark mountain town. It has the Crescent Hotel. It has a few bars. It's got a few good nightlife bars that are fun to visit. But it's just the beauty of the area. I wouldn't mind waking up to every day. Number 6. Durango, Colorado. Durango, as I've said, is the Siloam Springs of Colorado. It is a nature lover's town. It is an outdoor kind of town because it's got a trail that follows the river all the way through the middle of town. And it was right there in the middle of the Rockies. And it gave me that sense of kind of almost being in Siloam. What Siloam would be like in the middle of the Rockies. And I loved it because it almost felt like home. Cracking into the top 5 now. Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, I like the older buildings, but the main reasons why I would move to Kansas City, the Power and Light District. Thank God I finally said the Power and Light District instead of Bricktown. Going back to a few years ago, a joke on one of my videos I did a few years ago. And my favorite football team, pro team, my favorite pro team is the Kansas City Chiefs. Those would be the biggest reasons I would move to Kansas City. Other than that, there are a lot of other attractions that I have yet to see, but the biggest reason for me would be, if money was no issue, I would go to every Chiefs game and go to the Power and Light District and eat some good barbecue. Gotta mention barbecue when you talk about Kansas City. Number 4. Moving right along here. Las Vegas, Nevada. Anybody that knows me, that has been watching my videos, watches my live streams, I loved mine and my brother's trip to Vegas. Oh, it was such a freaking great time. I don't have to explain all the details, but going down the strip, Vegas is a unique town. I loved it. Most people don't like Vegas for some reason. There's a lot of people that don't like Vegas. I loved it. Maybe that's just my personality. I love the uniqueness of the town. The different buildings, the different theming buildings. But I loved it. You know, the nightlife district was cranked up to 100 on the Vegas Strip. And I loved it. And the Hoover Dam's only like 30 minutes away. Number 3. Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville is, of course, I ranked a few years ago as my favorite town I've ever visited because Nashville has Broadway. There are bars on top of bars on top of bars for just blocks in Nashville. They are the country music capital, which I love my country music. I love my nightlife. So I believe I would, if I could buy a house, that's why I would pick Nashville, because I would just have a good time. And it would fit into me personally. Number 2. This is technically number 1 of places that I've traveled to that I would buy a home in, because number 1's got an asterisk. But number 2, Branson, Missouri. Branson is about 100 miles northeast of where I live. If I could live anywhere but Northwest Arkansas, it would be Branson, Missouri. Because I would probably do like Adam the Woo does, living in Orlando. I would do a lot of Silver Dollar City content. Plus I would do a lot of the tourist trap attractions, stuff around the town, and then go on travels, if money were no issue. Because I love Branson, Missouri. That's my ultimate vacation destination. And that is what I would love to do if I was a full-time YouTuber. I would love to have that kind of channel. Show my experiences in Silver Dollar City and the touristy attractions. Plus being around just Branson. I love everything in Branson. That is for 34 years, that's been my childhood to adulthood vacation area. And being a YouTuber, I would love to have that as my channel, premise. But number 1, there should be an asterisk beside this. The NWA area, it's not exactly a city or a town, but if somebody offered me the money and said, I don't care, just buy you a home anywhere you want, I would choose home. I'm 34 years old. I've lived in this area 34 years. I was born and raised in this area. That's where I would buy a home in, because I love the Ozarks. This is home. No place else would be home to me. If I had a chance to buy a home anywhere in this country, it would be right here. The town I would pick, just a couple miles down the road, Siloam Springs, Arkansas. The hospital I was born in was in Siloam Springs. I've lived in and around for 34 years. But that's going to do it for today If you're new here, please feel free to hit that subscribe button after the video to stay notified on all my current and future whereabouts. And if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Just lets me know you care. This is Road Trip Nate saying, I'll see y'all next time, road trippers. Bye from the Casa here in Gentry, Arkansas.